Check out the Thinking Out Loud Network at thinkingoutloudnetwork.com.
What's up, everybody? It is your sister and your friend Crystal Cross right here on the Morning Jam podcast. I'm here with this is family. This is family here. Trevone, Perry. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, sis? How's it going? How's everything?
Listen, I'm great. It's been like a minute since we've actually seen each other. I think the last time we seen each other was at the Stellar Awards.
Probably so. Yeah, a couple of years ago when everything was normal.
Absolutely normal.
Yeah.
So how's it been going with you?
Oh, just working and grinding and, getting ready to release some new music and just, keeping my foot to the pedal and creating, and keeping the family safe, the basics.
Yeah. You said keeping the family safe. How's that going for you?
It's challenging, because you got young kids that that aren't afraid of anything, and they all over the place. But nevertheless, we've been doing good, explaining this, severity of the situation, which has lightened up a little. However, I'm still not testing this. I'm still not trying to test this thing, because I haven't had any of my children to be sick that I know of anyway, and we want to keep it that way.
Exactly. So I want to ask you, how was 2020 for you? How was 2020?
Shockingly, 2020 was an amazing year for me. It was besides the pandemic and of course we lost some giants. That was the sad part, But for me personally, as an individual, I've made more money. I gained so many different more business relationships, and things were really coming together at a time where everything else was falling apart. Weird, very weird.
Yeah. So I
2020, I can't really complain about it. I can't, other than the fact that we were dealing with a pandemic.
Right. We're gonna deal with another pandemic, and that's what you wearing this LA Lakers hat.
Oh no. This is the only way to be right now. Team LeBron James.
I heard you talk about that with Deidre. I was like, I know he didn't. Come on now, Trey. We can't be family no more.
Yeah, LeBron James is the best. I'm sorry. I'm a LeBron James supporter. Wherever he goes, I go.
Listen, my sister and my nephew, they are LeBron. Wherever he go, that's their team. He was Cleveland. Oh, we Cleveland fans. I was like, come on now, y'all. Y'all need to stick with one team. That's what you call a true fan. Stick with one team like I am with the Cowboys.
I lost my team was the New York Knicks as a child, but they're a total disappointment. So I had to go with somebody who's winning.
Yeah.
So I chose him.
Listen, that's how we do. So actually, let's start from the beginning. What I was supposed to have been asking, but we just jumped in with the COVID and everything. Let the people know actually who you are and what who is Trevone here.
I'm a humble servant. That's all. That's pretty much it. I'm a humble servant.
That's how you gonna label it, as a humble servant?
Trevone Perry is a servant. I'm a servant of the Lord, and whatever he puts into my hands, I just try to, do the best of my ability and make it something. I am a radio personality, of the Hands Up Radio Show. I am a clothing line owner of Team DP Apparel, Team Divine Purpose. If you're walking, talking, and living in your purpose, you need to have this apparel on. And even if you aren't, you need to have this apparel on so that you can start. I'm also a devoted father. I'm just a businessman, and I'm not a businessman. I am a businessman.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I love how you put that. Love it.
Yeah. As Jay-Z said so eloquently, I am a business. So
exactly.
I'm just, just trying to, keep my head above water and keep my feet to the ground and walk it out 10 toes down.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's cool. Trevor, I know, we can talk as family right here now. I need to know, and the people that is going to be hearing this need to know. Did it ever come to a point in your life where how did all of this, from the beginning, how did it get started from you being into radio, now your own clothing line, being a professional singer, independent artist. How did that all start for you?
Humble beginnings. It was just the order of God. I grew up in church. I grew up in a musically inclined home.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my aunt used to have a choir, and she used to force all of us to sing, whether we wanted to or not. And I learned early on that I had a real love for music through that. And then I also started finding out I had the ability to write. I didn't know it was a gift, at that time. I just knew I could write music and I liked to do it. It was sort of like a hobby, more or less. And then it became real when I started noticing I was becoming really decent at it. I was like, wait a minute, I'm pretty good at this. Maybe I got something.
Yeah.
So just from that, just starting off with just a group of my friends, teaching them my music, running it across them, seeing what they thought of it, and
Yeah.
it was like, yo, this is actually really good, and I was like, okay, let's do this, and Allah did go Trayvon Perry and Divine Purpose. That's the
Right.
start of that, and the birth of that. Did I know we would be going on 15 years later, soon in July?
Wow.
No, I just wanted to do music and with my friends and family, and just create something special.
Mm-hmm.
And in the midst of that came a clothing line. In the midst of that came a radio show. And in the midst of that came all of these other things. I didn't set out to have a radio show, a clothing line,
Mm-hmm.
to be a radio promoter, or any of those things. I just
Yeah.
wanted to just do one thing. I just wanted to do music and write my music and have my friends sing it and hopefully touch somebody out there. I didn't know anything about the industry as we know it today. I didn't know anything about nothing. I was really um, I didn't know anything about that part. But as I started discovering, what it takes to make it in this industry, and what how you gotta have your ducks lined in a row, and the connections and
Yeah.
relationships, and then, it just built me up from that part. But I really do come from humble beginnings, started from the bottom, like anyone else, and I'm still climbing.
Yeah.
I haven't even I'm only scratching the surface of where I believe God is has for me to be next.
So where is this like push that is coming from in you, that is wanting you to keep going and not just say, okay, this is the level that I'm actually stopping at. This is where I want to be at. This is the end, and I'm just going to stop at this. What is continuing you to push where you want to be, or even go higher?
It's second nature for me in anything I do. I don't care if I was playing basketball, if I was playing football, if I was playing baseball, if I was just playing checkers or chess. I always wanted to be um,
Yeah.
great at whatever I did. You know what I'm saying? Or one of the best, or to be mentioned amongst one of the best for anything, basketball or anything. Unfortunately, I wasn't tall enough to become a professional basketball player or anything of that nature. But I found something that I could do really, really well. And
Yeah.
when I found that I could do it really, really well, and I started believing in me, why not? I said, well, why not invest in myself, get my money up, get my weight up, not my hate up, because that's what people
Hmm.
do. They get their hate up
Yeah.
instead of getting their weight up, because you can do or be whatever you want in life. All you got to do is apply yourself and do the work. When I know it sounds cliche-ish, but it's the
Mhm.
truth. Just like
Can you
before
like
doing,
hold your camera? You got cutting in the
oh
face.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
there you
yeah.
go.
Just before doing radio, I'm sure you had to learn about radio etiquette, and
Yeah.
find out how to produce this and how to do that. And especially now with the pandemic, the way it is, we
Yeah.
all have had to uh, become our own home person, own home studio within ourselves,
Yeah.
which we all have become mini entrepreneurs in or businessmen or women now, because now we're putting on our own production
Yeah.
through whatever services we're using, StreamYard or Zoom. So when you find out what it takes to be successful in
Mhm.
something, you just You just do that, and then you go over and beyond. And that's just my second nature. I'm a hustler at heart. So I always was a hustler, always will be. So when I came over to this side of the world, that same stuff that I grew up with, the street mentality, it just came on over here.
Exactly. So I know the people, some people that's in the industry as being independent artists or entrepreneurs, getting their clothing line or anything like that, but they really see what other people have at that moment, but they don't see the work that's behind it. It's almost like being like consistent, all that you do, working hard, never giving up. So is there ever been a point that you just wanted to say, okay, I'm actually done. I've had enough of the singing. Has there ever a time for that for you?
Has it crossed my mind? Yeah, quite a couple of times, but I don't entertain it long. Has it been like, oh, maybe this is
why did it cross your mind a couple of times?
Because in this business, and then I'll say it as a business, because if you want to make music, because God has called you to do it, and you just want to be a blessing to the body of Christ, then you go on ahead and do that. But if you want to be a part of the industry, if you want to be considered to be one of the greats or a great yourself, you're going to have to put in some tremendous amount of work. You're going to have to put into some tremendous amount of hustle and bustle. And sometimes you're going to be discouraged and disappointed to find that some people are just paying their way to get there. Some people are just doing other things, or doing things that you would never even want to do to be in those seats, and they don't have any integrity. It can be a bit discouraging when you find out that the music business is concerned with everything but the music. So when you think about that, you'll be like, well, what am I doing this for? That's at the end of the day, remember your why. I tell all of my clients this, that I work for and do their radio and help them get on Billboard charts. I tell them, remember your why, because if you're not number 4 this week on the Billboard or number 1, remember your why. Don't get discouraged because you're not getting the recognition you feel you should be getting. Put in the work, keep working, and invest in yourself, because if you don't invest in yourself, chances are ain't nobody gonna do it, unless you're doing something for them. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. So it can be a bit discouraging once you find out what it takes to make it. But once again, if you remember your why and you just get determined and get your weight up instead of getting your hate up and resenting others for making it, you'll succeed as well.
Exactly. That's great information. I know for me, I felt like sometimes straight that I was like, man, I've had enough of this. I've, been on red carpets, talking and interviewing people, and doing podcasts, trying to get people to come in and speak positive, and then sometimes it can be hard, and sometimes it can be really easy, but nobody sees the work that we have to put in behind it, and then they be like, "Oh, this is so easy! I can do this." But then when they get their foot off into it, they get
try it.
Oh, wow.
If you think this is easy, come and try it. Come and put on your own production. When you find out what this costs and that costs and what it costs to put on a major production or a half decent one anyway, you'll be like, okay.
Trying to get sponsorships, trying to work and get people to pour into you as well. Like you said, it starts within you, because
it starts with you. You're your first everything.
Yeah.
You're your first everything. You're your first investor. You're your first believer. Nobody else is going to believe in you if you don't believe in you. So whatever it is that you say you want to do or inspiring to do, start somewhere. And it may not be as big as you may want it to be, because some people, they want to go straight to the mountaintop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
and I know what it is to start in an actual studio with all of the mics and all of the major equipment that costs $20,000 and $30,000. Because that's how I got my start. I started in college radio, thanks to a person who's like an aunt to me, Auntie Liz Black here in New York. She gave me my first opportunity on radio. But when all of those things were gone, then what? If I'm not at a radio station, and am I not a radio personality? If I'm not in the 4 walls of a studio, am I still not a radio show host? I can create my own content and a YouTube channel, especially in today's society, and still provide content that will be interesting enough for others to, that they want to tune into me and find out what I got going on.
Yeah. What would you say to someone that's, that young boy, young girl that's wanting to reach where you are right now? I know that you're saying that you're still trying to reach that next level. We all are, but they haven't reached the level that you're on right now, because I see you, Trevone, where we have met at the Sellers that won. We met actually before then, but
some years ago. Absolutely.
Yeah, years. I was like, hey, there's Trevone, my brother, and I was the one that saw you there. And then first answer this. What would you say to someone that's trying to reach your level where you are now? We're going to go ahead and answer that one, then I'll go to the next question.
Where am I now?
Yeah, where are you now? You big time, and you up there with Deidre Haddon and all of them. You big time.
Listen. If you want to be successful in something, put in the work.
Yeah.
It may not start off with you interviewing a stellar, artist or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So start off interviewing someone who is more accessible, maybe someone locally, and ask those good questions. Get out there, provide good content, and as you're doing your thing, others will notice and want to possibly participate with you in some way or somehow. But you have to be interesting within yourself.
That's true.
Sorry, somebody keep calling me. I have to keep projecting. For someone to want to come on and actually sit with you and entertain what you got going on, you have to have something going on. So this is where I say, start where you are. Maybe you may not be. Maybe you may say, well, I can't have Ty Tribbett to start off on my show. I can't have Beyonce to come on my show just yet. Well, start where you are, and maybe if you become interested enough, these stars will recognize you and want to be on. They now know who you are. You know what I'm saying? They know of you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So look at what happens on social media all the time. A person does something amazing on social media, and an artist sees it and shares it out of the clear blue. This is the society we live in. If you're doing something that's interesting enough, if you catch fire, someone will come and watch you burn. So just start where you are, do the work, and somebody will take notice. But make sure you're doing the work, and then find out some of these things are easier than you think. Just find out people emails, go to these artist profiles, find out how you can get in contact, or maybe get in the running to be suggested for that artist to come on your show. Email people, talk to people. You never know what can happen.
Yeah. So how do you feel where you are right now?
How do I'm never satisfied. so I don't reach a level and be like, okay, this is good. I'm good right here as long as I'm doing this, or I got this person, or I got. No, I'm never satisfied. The goal is not to. I'll use a NBA term. The goal is not to worry about a regular season game. It's to win a championship.
Right.
At the end of the day, I'm trying to win a championship. So everything that helps me get closer to that, that's what's up. But if we're not talking championship, it's championship or bust for me. I'm not satisfied with one little. Maybe someone else looks at, oh, well, you doing this and you doing that. That's not a big deal to me.
Yeah.
I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in it to be the Mona Lisa. I want you to see 15, 20 years down the road and be like, yo, that dude has managed to be one of those trailblazers, And I believe that, 15, 20 years from now, you'll be able to say, Trevone has, made a great stamp and he's still going, and look at all he's done and look at where he started from. If he can do it, we can do it. Yeah. I am the underdog. It gets no more underdog. It gets no more underdog than me. I am an underdog, the least likely to succeed in my family. I mean, because when you see the talent I have in my family,
oh wow,
Please, man. I mean, to have a brother like Charles Perry, who's a GOAT, I call him at singing, to have a sister like Anita Wells, to have my aunt and my brothers who are very musically inclined. I mean, all of them are better than me. But you know what? None of them can do. None of them can outright me. None of them can outproduce me. Not at least not to me.
Not to you, huh?
But we all have our. But the
Yeah.
point is, we all have our strong points.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's stuff that Charlie can do that none of us we can only dream about. There's stuff that Nene can do that we can only dream about. There's stuff that Mo can do that we only stuff that my other sisters can do that only I can dream about. We all have our strong points. And when you find your strong point, you gonna find no need to hate. You'll just do what you do
Right.
and be good at that.
Yeah. Somebody told me was like, because I had my hand in so much stuff, and it had me feeling like, well, I felt like I was okay, but they were saying you're just all over the place. What can you tell me? What you did? And I was like, man, like I can tell you what I do, but then they was like, you need to be on one thing, get some legs underneath that, and then continue. So have you ever felt like you were overwhelmed by things? Or what you control, like your clothing line, singing, your producing, your radio. So,
well, I'll say this: it all came from one thing. All of those things came out of doing one thing. Me doing the clothing line came out of me having a group. I was just getting T-shirts made for the group to wear, and then people saw them and liked them. Boom, a la
so what you say
clothing line.
now? You got legs under your group first, and
yeah, I was doing something.
Okay.
Yeah, I was doing something, and then came to, but now that I am running multiple things, it does require multiple effort, that much more effort, and I'm up for the challenge, because maybe I didn't initially ask for it, but I asked for more, and God gave me more. So when God gives you more, you got to be able to maximize on your potential, but learn how to compartmentalize and put things into perspective. Put priority, make hustle, make this family that you got to start compartmentalizing things and putting what you need to do. But if you want to be successful at anything, it's going to require work. I was just having this great conversation today with someone. If you don't work it, it won't work.
Right.
So every day it's a work on the clothing line. Every day it's a work on the radio. Every day it's a work on me. Every day it's a work on my natural job.
Yeah.
Every day is a work on me being a father. Every day there's a work on me being a better man. So I'm constantly working at several different things. And I'll say this: when you're doing things that people find interesting enough, everything else will come. Don't do things for money. Don't do things because you feel like you'll make a lot of money in it, because you'll fail and you'll fail miserably. But if you do things for the right reasons, money will come. I'm reminded of the scripture: seek ye first the kingdom of God and all of his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. When you seek ye first the kingdom of God and all of his righteousness, what that scripture means to me is God starts showing you as you get closer to him the things you should be doing. Not what notice not what I want to do, because there's a lot I want to do.
Yeah.
But what I should be doing. When I do what I should be doing, things just start happening. Doors just start opening. And then that's when people are looking at you. Well, how did you get that? How did he fall into that? That's amazing. I was just doing what God called me to do, and in me doing what God called me to do, the opportunity came.
Yeah.
And because I'm me, and because I go about my business the way I go about, it keeps coming.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. So how are you balancing home and work? How are you balancing that all together?
I keep the main thing, and that's to provide, a great living for myself, and to be able to take care of my family. My children are my first priority, so everything I do is for them. So that's how I balance out. So whatever's getting me closer to my goal, that's what I'm focused on most, because at the end of the day, I'm doing it not just for me, but for them.
Can you see yourself doing anything else besides singing?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can definitely see myself acting. I have done a little bit of acting. I can do maybe something like that I see myself doing.
Do you want to step off into that?
I don't know. I haven't really taken it that serious. I don't know when I will. I'm 35. I probably need to take it serious right now. But yeah, I can see myself definitely grinding in that arena and doing my thing.
Awesome. That's awesome. I love it. I love what you're doing, bro. I
Appreciate you.
Congratulate all that you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing because you are amazing. When I
Wow,
remember,
thank you.
like running into you, at the Stellars again. Of course, we've already met before and was talking. How do you feel that you have grown as a person since then till now?
I feel great. You're supposed to grow. Anything that doesn't grow is retarded or dead. So you should grow at some point.
Yeah.
And I'm growing. I've grown as a man. I've grown in my spirituality. I've grown all around the board. I've just been busy. Today was even crazy. Just trying to get things together. I don't want my sister to think I'm trying to put her off again. So I'm actually in the midst of a session, and I stepped out just so I can do this. Because my word is my bond. I've even grown with that, learning to keep your word. A man, at the end of the day, your word is all you have. You're gonna do something. If you say you're gonna do something, do it. And that's the level I'm at. I'm happy for the growth, and I prayed for growth, and God has given it to me.
Yeah. I definitely appreciate you for coming on. Right.
No problem.
And Jam, and your friend Crystal Cross right here on the podcast. So I know for you, Trevone, what is next for you? What's next for you?
Oh, more music, some TV, some great things that God has in store. Some I can talk about, some I can't talk about. Definitely some more movements, some more great movements with the clothing line. We are in stores. We are in a store. We're trying to get in more stores, and I believe next time we talk, that's going to be the case. And God is just doing it. I'm gonna keep doing the work, and I'm gonna keep moving hard. I'm gonna keep doing what I do.
Yeah, we should definitely do some music together.
Okay, well, let me know what it is, and we can make it happen.
Listen, Trevor, I didn't even know that you were in New York.
Oh, you didn't know I was in New York? Where you thought I was?
Like South Carolina or something like that. Everybody.
Why did you think that? I'm not.
I have no idea. I so thought you did until I was looking all into your profiles and I'm like, I didn't even know he was in New York. That's crazy.
Yes, right here, Brooklyn bred, born and raised, New York, all day, every day.
Wow. Yes. Like Brooklyn is so lucky to have my bro Trevone.
Oh man, thank you. That means a lot. I appreciate that for real.
Listen, this is fam. Nothing but family here. So I congratulate you, Trevone. I know that you're busy. You got to get back to production and everything. So I thank you for coming on the Morning Jam podcast and just hanging out with me for a little bit. Tell people how they can connect with you and get a hold of your clothing brand and your line and everything.
Yes, follow me on social media everywhere. Trevone Perry _ on Instagram, at Trevone Perry on Twitter, Trevone Perry in Team DP, Divine Purpose on Facebook. Just follow me. Let's take a look. It's in the book. Hit me up. And music is available everywhere. Digital music is sold. So just go on there and type in my name, Trevone Perry, and you'll see me.
Yes, I thank you again, Trevone, for coming on the Morning Jam podcast.
No problem.
This is your friend Crystal Cross. You guys have a blessed day. Continue to be great and let God lead you in all that you do, man. Bye.
Bless you. Bless you, sis. Thank you.
Check out the Thinking Out Loud Network at thinkingoutloudnetwork.com.